No Man's Sky launched in 2016 to widespread disappointment due to its failure to deliver on many of the ambitious promises made by its developers. While the game has seen numerous updates and improvements over time, it still struggles with some of the same issues that affected its initial release. So let's look at gameplay. The gameplay in No Man's Sky revolves around exploration, resource gathering, and survival in an expansive, procedurally generated universe. While the sense of discovery and the vastness of the game world can be initially exciting, the gameplay quickly becomes repetitive. Players are tasked with mining resources, upgrading equipment, and managing inventory space, which can feel like a never-ending grind. The variety of activities on offer, such as space combat, trading, and base building, doesn't always alleviate the monotony. There's also a lack of meaningful progression systems to keep the gameplay feeling fresh over long sessions. The audio design is one of the game's few standout features, with a soothing and atmospheric soundtrack that complements the exploration. However, while the ambient sounds enhance immersion, the overall audio can sometimes feel repetitive. Sound effects for creatures, environmental interactions, and spaceship mechanics are decent, but they don't do enough to mask the repetitiveness of the gameplay. No Man's Sky doesn't have a strong central narrative. While there is a loose story involving the traveler's journey through the galaxy and interactions with alien species, it's more of a backdrop to the exploration than a driving force. This lack of a cohesive, engaging story is a missed opportunity, leaving the universe feeling empty beyond its procedural elements. Players who crave a deeper narrative experience may find the story's thinness disappointing. The game's mechanics, from inventory management to crafting and resource gathering, can be clunky and often feel like a chore. Inventory space is limited, which can lead to frustrating moments of backtracking or scraping items. While base building and upgrading items add some depth, they too can feel shallow after a while. Space travel and exploration mechanics have improved since launch, but they are still not as intuitive as they could be. Combat, whether in space or on the surface, remains underwhelming, often lacking the thrill or complexity seen in other open-world games. Now, visually, No Man's Sky has improved, but the world can still feel sterile or inconsistent. The variety of biomes and the beauty of space is certainly impressive at first, but many of the planets feel repetitive in design, and the procedural generation sometimes results in strange or lackluster environments. While the art style remains vibrant and colorful, it often lacks the level of detail you might expect from a game of this scope. No Man's Sky offers significant replayability simply because of the sheer size of the universe. With billions of planets to explore, there's always something new to discover. However, the repetitive nature of the gameplay, coupled with the lack of meaningful progression or rewards, makes it difficult to stay engaged for extended periods. The game's updates have added new content, but it's often the same activities repackaged, which can feel hollow for those who invested significant time into the game after launch. And like I said, the launch was a disaster, with many players feeling misled by pre-release promises. Features like multiplayer, a diverse universe, and an engaging narrative were all promised but missing at launch. While the game has improved significantly since then, the damage to its reputation remains. The negativity surrounding its release is understandable, and for some players, the game's troubled history may be hard to forgive. Additionally, despite its updates, the game's core systems haven't evolved enough to make it a truly standout experience. So in conclusion, No Man's Sky is a game that has made significant strides in terms of content and gameplay since its troubled release, but it's still not without issues. The repetitiveness of core mechanics, lack of a compelling narrative, and inconsistent visuals prevent it from being the masterpiece that some might have hoped for. While the game has a lot to offer in terms of exploration and the scale of its universe, it may leave players feeling unsatisfied due to the grind-heavy nature of its gameplay. The ongoing updates from Hello Games have certainly improved the game, but No Man's Sky remains a title that is more interesting in concept than in execution.